Let's. So where are we headed? I think we were done at
Well,
this location.
the, there's one place that
What?
Susato. I gotta remember everyone's names. It feels like it's been 2 weeks, even though it's only been one.
A
Um,
week and a half.
we haven't been to this place in a while, have we? So is that where we need to go next?
Yeah, they do tell you places that there's something new. She'll say
Yeah. So let's go to the Gyarados. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
it is helpful that they do that now. You don't remember what happened
Well,
last time, Shady? Oh, okay, never
well,
mind. You remember
oh,
now?
let me see if I can. I was gonna say, let me see if I can recap.
As briefly as possible.
Japanese Japanese haiku guy is thought that murdered somebody, and we're trying to prove it wrong. There's something sketchy with this maid and the old guy. They know something that we don't.
Good summary.
Thank you, thank you.
But it's worth saying that Sholmes did say he doesn't know whether this is related or not. But this is also Ace Attorney.
Okay,
So,
I
welcome
think
back,
it's fine.
Dragon. Oh, okay.
Dragon.
You Paragon. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forgot his name, still hard at work down there?
Mr. Herlock Shams.
Ah, yes, rings a vague bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid. Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there. Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. Now then, why don't you tell me what? For the umpteenth time, woman, will you watch what you're bawling while doing?
I forgot what voice I give her, but we'll go with. I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir.
Pretty similar. Yes, of course. Rightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave if you'd be so kind.
Oh, yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all of your assistance.
Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. You missed last episode, luckily you know, yeah, you do know what happened, Dragon, at least. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Gerdeb is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging. Okay.
That's so funny.
What?
It's like, oh, they want us to leave. Let's just snoop around their house while they're still in the room waiting for us to leave.
So what should we do? Should we...
Let's examine. There's like a scroll at the bottom of on the bottom right.
You
now.
can't... That was there before. You can't examine it.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, you mentioned it before.
Oh, I wasn't sure if that was still there or not.
I think we've examined... no. You know, I think I think there's nothing different here.
There's absolutely nothing different. Okay, let's just head out.
Okay.
Before we do, can you just check what's on that window? I think we might be able to get a good peek at the crime scene.
I don't know. I think this is just a stain, but okay.
Yeah, I think it's important to check.
What's he doing over there?
Mr. Sholmes?
You love these two, Dragon? The cake is a lie. Yeah, there's cake there.
Hoo-ha! Ha-ha! We meet again, my dear fellows. It's gonna be a little weird.
What is?
Because this headset's a lot better at like blocking my own voice. So like I'm having to go off like what I imagine I sound like, because my other headset was a lot I could like modulate. So hopefully I am still close to what I need to be.
Well, I mean, you'll have a permanent one. It sounds like again next week at some point. So.
Yeah, we'll ease into it.
Good gracious! When did you sneak in here? Sholmes' stain, yeah, Dragon.
Herlock Sholmes, sir, at your service. Whatever were you doing over by the window? I am given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madam. Yet sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it's lacking an aperture for such observations. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here.
Humph. Well, keeping an eye out one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering.
Ah, and one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, me?
I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain detective's great mind.
Certain great detectives.
Oh, a certain great detective's great mind.
Wait, he's not talking about... Is he? I didn't expect we going through that again so soon.
Do you mean Mr. Sholmes? There's a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo.
It's not the canon, so shitty. I think so.
There's just enough time. There's just time enough for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark. Mr. Garrideb.
You know, this music kind of reminds me of Trauma Team music. I don't know if how much you remember that, but...
I mean, I love Trauma Team. That was so fun. I remember when we had to do a colonoscopy on a building that was collapsing. That was pretty intense.
For everybody who has no context in the chat, they're probably like, what the heck? But I did do...
Not wrong.
Don't worry, any of you curious about that, I did do a request of that game from Shellshock Prime, so sometime next year he's going to be playing that.
I am not wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, and I'll tell you that you're lying.
You're not wrong. I'm not denying it.
Yeah, a bus ran through a building and we had to do a colonoscopy on it. I don't forget those kind of things. Though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service. Your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what might call first-rate.
Hmm?
I'm afraid, sir, that is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements.
I beg your pardon?
The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care.
Eh?
And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you.
Ah,
Mr. Naruto, look!
The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on. How could you possibly?
How could I possibly know? You mean to inquire?
That canon is canon, Dragon.
The answer could be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, hoo-ha, I am the king of beasts.
Ugh!
And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see. that the fearsome beasts have been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus, we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Ah, for a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garrideb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that runs rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts.
What does this piffle ask you? Piffle? I don't even know.
I think it's... I don't even know words. In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house.
What?
Oh, wait. He's got a slap-o on his face. We don't see that from that angle. Ah. Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Wow! Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with a glance in your direction.
Wait, bot, no.
Sorry, yeah, I can't control the bots anymore.
I need to turn that off. It's doing the multi-stream link from last night.
Oh, your bot? I thought
Yeah.
it was a bot that came into your thing.
No, it was my bot.
Okay, good bot, not bad bot.
Well, it was being bad bot right now.
It is. Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. I didn't realize clues could be handsome. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show.
And he's flirting with the handbill.
Oh. Ah! Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garrideb. At Balti Circus. Batty Circus. Is that from the other Ace Attorney game?
No, that Berry Big Circus. I don't think there's any relation other than it's a circus.
Ahem. A traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold a savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe.
I most certainly did not.
I believe I've made my point. Just ignoring everybody. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lions prancing jubilantly through the ring of fire.
Asiatic lion.
Checks out. Now, Mr. Garrideb, it is plainly clear that you still have some deep feelings for this formidable beast.
It is a fun callback, Dragon.
Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Amidst your tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage.
Nonsense, man. I simply...
But what, we must now ask ourselves, is the true cause of this pain? Then we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, in this pile of bills that have given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. Ah! For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and bread and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household.
Oh yeah, because all lions love their tea. And wheat.
And so you had no choice but to let it go.
Yes, well,
Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermath of which can clearly be seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I am not mistaken. Oh, dear me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? Oh. This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wondering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes.
dragons are totally not pounds and pounds of meat. They're vegan lions.
Vegan
Don't do that to. I mean, not that anybody watching this will ever have a chance to feed a lion, but.
There's no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an insatiable appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake?
Do you know who said that? Kidding.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Marie Antoinette, but she actually said
I thought
she didn't say cake.
Oh, what? She didn't say cake. What?
She actually didn't say cake. She said like croissants or something like that. Brioche. She said brioche. Sorry, that's what it was. I remember now. If they don't have bread, let them eat brioche. Like they just have different breads, you know?
Wait.
Oh,
What time period was Marie Antoinette? Was that before this?
I think it was the 1700s.
Okay. I don't know my French history.
Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact. Whatever do you mean? Yeah, Marie Antoinette died in 1793.
Ah, a few years before this.
Yeah. Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried by the beast.
I agree, Dragon. I like it more with cake, too.
There is only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth back in the carpet are a perfect match for those of a lion I once saw in India.
And you're examining its teeth?
Checks out. But yeah, I think that's why they translated brioche into cake, because it's punchier than just let them have brioche. Concludes.
Go on.
What?
No, read it first.
This concludes our lecture of great deduction of this beastly puzzle.
I was gonna say that also. There might be a number of people that don't even really know what brioche is. To be honest, like, yeah, I can get it at the grocery store here, but I'm sure there's people that don't know what brioche is. But everybody knows what cake is. Ah! What is the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Gurdip. I'm afraid I didn't notice. My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times too.
No doubt about that.
Whew.
Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation?
Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it again?
Well, your deductions just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size?
Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts.
I mean, I'm sure it'd fit in this room, but like, it's not big enough to keep a lion.
The terrifying truth, all too often, lies beyond the realm of common sense.
But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realm of common sense as well?
But if an underage lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Gardeb and his maid would have been hurt, or worse. Ah, that's where you were stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast, using that large cannon.
My god. I thought you said that they sold the lion to the circus.
I use this cannon for self-defense exclusively.
Only against large beasts. In small quarters.
I mean, cannons are the best close combat weapon. Do you not know anything about war?
How dare you? Why would you bring a knife to a cannon fight?
Somebody wasn't educated. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. Meat and potatoes. from the grave, McGilded just appears. Say meat and potatoes. But I don't believe I've ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. Ah, my dear Miss Susato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea. I'm sure that's very accurate.
I don't know. I've never been to Great Britain.
I know. We need to ask Outcry. He's been to Great Britain. Oh, what a glorious notion! Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again.
I had a feeling that was coming.
A slight massage. That's all Mr. Sham's deductions need. You can do it! Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusted partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo.
We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help in Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation.
Yeah, he does have a genetic predisposition for uncovering the truth.
At least that's what I want to believe.
Oh no, it's pointing out contradictions. That's genetic, right?
Yeah.
Let us start again, from the beginning. Of Herlock shows, logic and reasoning, spectacular!
Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes.
A rampaging Asiatic lion. Do you want me to read all this again?
You don't have to. I just wish it could, like, skip to where it's new. It's directly to the answer. Here we go. I really didn't see the lion thing coming.
No, but if you observe Mr. Garadev's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room.
Yes, something with a very fierce nature. But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then?
We must follow Mr. Garrideb's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer.
Okay.
We gotta follow his gaze.
So there's a lion statue.
Oh, do we not know where his gaze is pointing at?
In this direction.
Oh, okay.
There's mortar shells.
Is it the smash photo? Behind the painting? Behind the lion statue. I feel like I'm watching Dora the Explorer.
Photograph frame?
Yeah.
Is that the one? Or do you want to examine
the statue?
Do you want to examine something or do you want to present something?
Oh, I didn't know if we could. Like, did we get in trouble for checking other things?
We can check anything.
Oh, then let's check out the photo frame, but I think that's what it is.
What's this photograph?
Oh no, is it what I think it is? It appears to be from Mr. Garrideb's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he?
He does, but you can't make out his bride.
No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face.
I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there.
Here, let me quickly deduce what I think happened. The maid, Joan, is actually Garrideb's wife, and he's so poor that he has her pretend that she's a maid for high society purposes, but she's getting real chonky, so he's trying to get her to go on a diet, and she got real mad, and they got into a tuffle, and that's where everything kind of happened.
Okay.
That's my great deduction.
Well, are we examining one of these? Are we presenting one of these? Or are we backing up?
Oh, I guess backing up?
Because there's a newlywed bride, Mr. Garrideb.
Can we present just a photo?
Take that!
Incorrect.
A lion statue on the mantelpiece, almost deliberately hidden from view, is a photograph.
We do get penalized, don't we?
Yeah, for presenting the wrong one, but not for examining. Though I have to examine in detail, sure that holds the answer. Because I'm employing an extremely advanced detection technique called jumping to conclusions, you see.
Granowski, you don't have to read me like that. I am very insulted. That deduction is wanting in every way.
Yes, I was wanting you to hear it. I'm quite proud of it.
I don't need this kind of sass. This is very upsetting to me. Oh, God. I find myself wanting them to have heard it. I'm quite pained by it, in fact. So rude.
Oh, sorry. I'll try again. I've never seen that dialogue, so that was interesting to me.
How incredibly rude. Well, I think we already said that.
Yeah. Okay.
So was it? I guess can we look at the mortar shells, or was I warmer looking at the photo when you had to pick specifically the woman?
It's definitely worth considering that you should look at the. If you can look at something closer, that's usually a sign of something.
Yeah, let's look at the mortar.
The mortar?
The mortar shell. Yeah.
These are shells for the cannon, are they? What a strange place to keep them.
I imagine they have some significance to Mr. Garrideb from his time in the army. Ah, of course. He mentioned about it to us before, didn't he? Do you remember? He said he'd been shot in the knee. Perhaps it was one of these that hit him? Oh,
if a round that size had hit his knee, there'd be nothing left of it. Or Mr. Garrideb, for that matter.
Could you imagine?
Mr. Sholmes is a Persian slipper, and this man has spent shells, perhaps customary in Britain, to display, well, rubbish on the mantelpiece.
So yeah, let's look at the female photo. The female in the photograph. The woman.
Present or check?
I guess we could just present it.
Take that!
The shell's just in case Dinkelberg gets funny ideas. Shady. The true nature of the beast has run rampant here as revealed by that newlywed bride.
I'm really upset about the sass I received from this one. Precisely, Mr. Naruto. No other explanation could possibly fit. It wasn't jumping to conclusions, I swear, I knew what I was talking about. Yes, this frame print pictures your wife, Mr. Garrett.
Yeah, but if you say that it lies in the picture, they're not going to talk about the details of the picture. They're just going to talk the picture as a whole.
Yeah, I guess. I feel real silly. It made me feel real silly. More we lament the fact that her face is obscured.
We can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain.
Excuse me? Her mighty arms or his?
Hers.
The mighty horsepower that this woman's arms contain.
Listen, I date women exclusively for the horsepower of their arms.
Listen, boys in heteronormative relationships, try that next time you're on a date. Tell me how it goes.
I look for that in their dating profile.
Oh yeah. Looking for women with incredible horsepower.
With at least 42 horsepower arms. I don't know what a lot of horsepower is.
I want a ticket to the horse show. No, I did not mistake myself. I mean horse show. Indeed. Any woman with such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. This is terrible.
Honored might be stretching a point.
Too late. The fact remains that the beast, which is so clearly savaged to this room.
Sholmes is just like...
What's your wife, Mr. Garrett?
Yuck!
I love that they still have the lion's roar in the background. The chilling traces of the wild rampage are still very much in evidence.
I mean, that was the sound of her arms, like, revving up.
Yeah, every time she flexes, it's just like, roar! Roar! Well...
Shady said if she can't rev them pythons to at least 60 horsepower, I don't even see her as a human.
Oh no!
My goodness, Shady.
Oh no! This is like advanced misogyny.
This is next level.
Misogyny
Misogyny 2.0. It's like, it's swung around past offensive to just like bewildered levels.
Yeah, it was complimentary for a second, and then it was like, nope! Yeah. Yet, as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself.
Shady knows his next D&D character. That's what he just said.
What could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam? Me? I pray you not consider me unchivalrous, but it's plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is. Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself.
Well, I don't know about fragile.
Oh, dear. Anyway, Mr. Shows is quite right. There's no signs of a Mrs. Spirit anywhere.
Even Susanoo is just like, wow, this is like, I don't even know how to respond to all this. But there seems to be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garrudub's wife could be. So there's maid, teapot, crap. Pocket, and wedding ring.
Oh, that's so cute! It's the sun and the moon. That's such a cute motif. I like it. I'm 180. I'm 180 on this entire thing. It's the wedding ring. Oh,
No. I clicked it. I didn't mean to click it. It's a sunflower.
A sunflower?
Wedding ring. It's in
Get
there for
it?
life too. I can't imagine it would slide off a finger. Jeez! Something to
Gosh.
It's quite a coincidence to hit the same ring, isn't it?
Take that!
You didn't notice Sun and Moon motif till way later, Dragon? The Dragon!
What dragon say?
The real ballistics were in the arms. I'm pretty sure he's making a reference to Resident Evil 4 too. With Luis's line, I didn't know the president entrusted his daughter with ballistics or something like that, looking at her chest.
Yikes. She's a child!
She's in college. She's just an adult.
Fair. This is you, Mario.
Your wedding ring gives us handsome clues to the beast's current whereabouts.
Oh! Indeed it does. That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one worn on the head of Mrs. Garrideb's bride in its photographic print.
Yeah, Dragon says that was the joke. It was Resident
Those
Evil
were
4.
those were her hands? Those look like seal flippers.
Now who's being offensive?
I thought that was a pauldron over her dress or something. I didn't realize that was her hand.
In other words, you're no ordinary household maid.
Listen, these are professional artists. I
You are
want
a
a better anime.
You are a level 2 household maid.
No. She's at least level 4. You are Mr. Garrideb's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garrideb herself.
Shitty said how is else supposed to hit that high horsepower?
Oh no. Oh my word.
Good catch, considering that teapot must be filled with like infinite tea. Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmised, this is my wife, yes. My Joan. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she was a bally corker bag.
That's kind of rude. It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances.
So Joan Garrideb, name.
Is she based off of Joan d'Arc? Joan of Arc?
No, she's just another reference to the three Garridebs.
Oh, fair.
Hey Keyblade, well, welcome.
Hello.
By using
there.
sunset overdrive course. Notice how her cap is in the shape of a sun? Yeah, it is in the shape of a sun. I mean, it's the maid's cap, but yeah.
Hello there, Keyblade. Hello there. How are ya? After all, you're a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms.
Tisk.
I would presume, therefore, that you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct?
It's not right, I tell you. I was second lieutenant of the third regime. A man has his pride, don't you know? Third regiment. A man has pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid at his employ.
He was just saying, regiment. He was trying to be French about it. Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though, in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are folly.
You mean Mr. Garrideb has his wife work as his maid?
Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garrideb?
Only in company, obviously, but listen here. This must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please.
Wouldn't people like
The
know
raging wife of Mr. Garrideb.
like right? Wouldn't his like personal friends
Apparently-
know that's his wife?
Apparently not. That, or he trusts him with the secret.
I guess so.
Or maybe he has no friends. Maybe they all died in the war.
I guess so. It just doesn't make sense. Like, who? It doesn't matter.
Plus, it's not like he can leave the house to see friends. He can't go down the stairs.
Oh, is that canon? That he can't go downstairs?
He has a bad knee. He can't walk. He has his wife has to help him everywhere.
Alright, fair enough. I already read this. Now, Mr. Garrett.
I'm doing good. You, Keyblade? It is.
But it's clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss of caused you is veritably tangible. He didn't lose his wife. It's already, like, this is not canon anymore.
Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Gerdev's wife a beast.
Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable.
Mr. Gerdev is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he?
Oh, how true! He didn't sell her to the circus. So perhaps that's the opposing arm that seems to be propping up his head.
If you don't mind sharing, what did you order from, that you're getting delivered, Keyblade, that you're waiting for? If it's personal, then obviously it's personal, but... Hopefully it comes soon.
Has some other significance then.
According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Gerdev's pain is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify?
That slapola that he
So there's
received.
pipe,
Can you point at his chin?
supporting arm, slap cheek. I think that's everything.
Oh, his ring has a moon.
It does have a moon.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, I think that's the only three things.
The slap cheek.
Slap cheek?
Slap of the cheek. The slap of the cheek.
Why is A not to click to select the thing?
I mean, you can bind it differently.
Yeah, but then the letters will change on screen.
Take that!
What looks like a Dynamax internet router and a Sculpton. Oh, a PS5? Nice. Congrats. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek.
And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade was you, Madame Joan Garridan. Look at her anime eyes. Well, yes. You have been desperate to hide that slap mark on your cheek, sir.
Ugh. How the blazes? How did you work that out, man?
Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. He looks a lot more normal when he's not, like, in profile.
That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view. Enjoy your food, Shady. Don't worry, it probably won't miss too much.
Bon appetit! Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum.
I do have to say, to leave that mark that red and visible this long, that is a lot of horsepower.
I was gonna say, she has a lot of horsepower. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? No words. We must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garridan to fly into a rage. We need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer.
Jigglypuff had a bad day.
Yes, it's a pile of pills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Did Mr. Sherm say that the bill were for the lion, Father?
Yes, but now I've established the lion never existed, which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Gerdev's wife.
Hello. She's a person, not a thing.
Yes, well, She's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact.
Yes. Why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder?
I'd love to know the answer to that question. Yeah, Keyblade, I've been waiting, hoping I get one of those private invitations, because it's hard to get a PS5. Stack of books, pile of bills, bookmark, broken plate. That's it, I think.
Can we examine the broken plates? Oh, wait, the bookmark! I didn't know we could examine the bookmark.
Oh dear, this plate has been oh, that's you.
Oh dear, this plate has been smashed to pieces. And nobody seems inclined to tidy up the mess.
Perhaps some sort of high art.
Really, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, anyone who has a cannon on display in the living room is clearly a little eccentric.
Yes, let's call it eccentricity. Let's read the bookmark. Read the bookmark. What does it say? Ah, someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here. Look. Mr. Garadeb is clearly an avid reader.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark.
Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary.
And look next to the signature here.
Lip marks mixed with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture.
Don't get any ideas, Susato-san. What? What? Why? What do you mean by that?
Oh dear. I'm sorry.
Is he trying to be like, no, this is business only, Susato. I don't like you like that. So this bookmark is actually a love note then.
Present the love note.
Take that!
Take that!
Take that! Incriminating love note.
Yes, this is the love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer.
Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. She's so angry, Jigglypuff mad. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here.
Gug!
Oof.
But I don't know the Bali woman. You don't know her? That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there.
It was just in there, you say?
That's right. That's what I've been saying. Arrgh!
A lucky story.
Now listen here, Joe, an old thing. I explained at the time. I bought the book at the second-hand place, and that note must have already been in there. So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean? That's right, that's what I've been saying! Arrgh!
A likely story.
For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name! It's written to James! My name, in case you'd forgotten, is John Arrgh!
A likely story.
Are you questioning my name now?
And there we have it. Arouses suspicions of a female heart, and you're at least a beast with the most ferocious bite.
Ugh.
Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one unimaginable attack. Huh? Unimaginable? The aftermath of which can clearly be seen by observing the carpet over there. very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me! What could have caused such a destructive outburst?
Dragon said she used amber.
Ah! This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who have been inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wondering eye had settled upon the answer, very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. But surely Mrs. Garrett didn't eat the carpet?
No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray in this room is as a result of her wild temper.
No, that's true. So, this is the last part of Mr. Gem's deductions we need to fix. We need only follow Mrs. Garrett's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer.
Alright, let's see what we can see.
Yes!
So there's the Tower of Cakes, the candlestick, the circus handbill, the carpet.
I think it was Lumiere! Mrs. Garrett with the candlestick.
Are you presenting it?
Yeah.
Take that!
Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we only need to look at the candlestick.
Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth.
Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. Indeed. Huh, let's see here.
Indeed they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away.
Scorch marks?
It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation. Ah.
Mrs. Gerdeb's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only in her husband's face,
But on the entire room. The force of a strike caused a candle to fall from the holder.
and in seconds the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room in flames. Yes,
For the most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire.
And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok.
Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there's but one conclusion here. After the sparks of
marital discord flew, this room was a scene of a fire.
fire.
Both their lips were moving, so... Mr. Sholmes, sir. I salute you.
It's so cute. Listen, sometimes your significant other needs to lift you when you're falling down, not the other way around.
It's a dashed long winters, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there.
In the pages of one particular novel, you discover some rather illicit material, for which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems.
Don't know about admonished. Demolished might be rather closer to the mark. And beast is most certainly apt to zag! Here we go again. And the carpet, was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor? Right to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke, couldn't see a bally thing. I was caught between the old Styx rage and the raging flames.
You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining.
That's sympathy for you. It didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. Yeah, Dragon, I don't know how his coat doesn't have a huge stain on it by now. And yeah, Keyblade, tobacco mixed with tea. We've been having to hide the mess behind the screen for the time being.
Over here, Mr. Gertrude. Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you allow me.
I mean, was it Sholmes behind that when he was standing at the window? And all my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. Gosh. Then the wife started hurling things at me.
What a terrible sight it must have been.
There was I, back up against the window, under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books, incoming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite. Book called The Lion's Pride.
The Lion's Pride. Ah, yes. Your notorious love of big cats coming through again.
Calling his wife the enemy, Dragon. I assure you, the titles didn't influence my choice in the slightest. So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast's rampage.
Mr. Sherwood's great deductions turned out to be correct once again.
Can only be described as a great British wonder. I tell you, it was total carnage. Flames everywhere, and the old stick in full fettle. Out of interest, what time of day was that? Not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. Let's see. Around 5 o'clock, I think.
So at exactly the same time as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the streets below.
Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole lady could have been flattened outside my window at that moment. I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing.
Oh. Oh, really? He didn't realize the implication of his statement.
Mr. Sholmes? What do you mean?
Yeah, if the whole town could have been on fire and he wouldn't have noticed, how did he notice the murder?
He didn't. He said that he never saw it.
I thought they were the only two eyewitnesses.
No, they said there was 2 eyewitnesses and one of them was a cop.
This entire time I thought they were the eyewitnesses.
Nope, they were not the witnesses.
Oh, then what are we even doing here?
Hoping that we find some clue because they're hiding something.
Yes, though. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, what can I do for you?
Well, I think we've got to the bottom of Mr. Gerda's situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances?
I can't help you there, I'm afraid.
What?
My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not.
I just knew you were going to say that.
Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart.
Dragon just like, this is all totally a waste of time, smiley face.
Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only 2 categories, those relevant to the case and those not.
That makes no sense to me.
Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now.
Sorry?
Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over.
Oh no, is it that time already?
If we are to accept Mr. Asume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to.
So that's it. No more time to think.
Perhaps you'd like to betake yourself supporting us very well now. I must prepare supper for Mr. Garrett.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry.
Thank you very much for your time.
Soseki-san will be waiting for us. And I'm going to have to give him an answer.